How we doing, everybody, and welcome back to the Catalyst, where we break down all things bullish in the crypto markets. Today we have some interesting news. This actually came out about 2 days ago, I believe. So the New York Mayor Eric Adams is going to take his first 3 paychecks in Bitcoin. He is doing that kind of in solidarity and in a way to set some proof, basically, of his belief system in cryptocurrency. But ultimately, he goes to state that he wants New York City to be the center of the cryptocurrency industry. This is obviously really good for us because New York City is also, an enormous hub for just money in general. We know the stock exchange is there and everything like that. Wall Street, every time you think, big money in the United States, New York is in the conversation with that. With that being said, there is also a lot of other crypto exchanges either relocating or adding additional offices to New York as like kind of a rush to get, everyone there. Similar to how, all the actors go to Hollywood, a lot of crypto is going to be becoming developed or continuing their development in New York. So think about that, which is really, really awesome for crypto as a whole. When we have entire states accepting crypto and adopting crypto, that is huge news for us overall. Now I want to propose the question, what does that mean for AMP and Flexa in general? Because this is something that's kind of interesting. So if if you go to the Flexa website, you can even go to the job listings and you find out, oh, look at that. We are actually located in New York. That is where the Flexa headquarters is. So overall, that doesn't necessarily mean that Flexa already has, a foot in the door or anything like that, but we have the proximity to potentially, other huge exchanges being involved, which is always going to be good. It means we're going to be in good company, that Flexa is already located in New York. Obviously, that has its own weight and value to it in general. But the fact that now crypto is potentially going to get kind of funneled through New York, or widely accepted anyways, having immediate access to potential partnerships and other big corporations that aren't even necessarily crypto related is going to be huge for Flexa, I think. The fact that we're kind of already there and joining in on this little rally. Okay, so with that, let's jump into the chart real quick. So what we see here, actually previously noted, right, this yellow line at the 7-cent range, that is where I said we had some serious resistance in a previous video, and it's right along the fib line. So if I were to move this line, you see the fib is right there. And you see that's actually right where we hit major resistance here and came back down. We do still have our continuation. We had our golden cross here on the daily. We are actually about to have another crossing over the 100 EMA. So this is the 20-day walk crossing over the 100-day, which is huge news for us. That is like the beginning of a big bull run up for us. You see also here, we are in this giant kind of descending wedge, which is typically a bullish pattern. And this can be drawn, several ways. It could be pulled back here. It could actually even potentially be, pulled forward a bit, however you want to draw it. But ultimately, it's there, which is great news for us because that means you've heard in the past, like the longer the accumulation, the bigger the run up. So this could actually lead us to quite a significant little boost. So what I'm looking for here, you see this trend line I'm drawing here. It's almost completely vertical. So if it continues as support, which we are seeing, if this continues as support, which we are seeing here, we've made contact on it quite a few times, and it's actually almost lining up with the 20 EMA. If we test this support again, and we can continue to try and kind of ladder up this, still using our fibs as some resistance and some support there, this could lead to quite the run up for us, in the near future. As soon as we bounce off this, we should start to test some of these levels up in here. So with that being said, I think, a pretty fair target, at least in this bull cycle, is still somewhere up in this blue fib level here. So the 1.6, I think that's very, very possible, even in the short term. We still need our RSI to calm down a bit. So I think as we either find support along this trend line or along the 100 EMA or even the fib, we have just so many levels here of potential support. I would actually consider anything kind of below where we're at right now, so anywhere in this zone, as a very good entry to kind of for continued growth, especially if we confirm a bounce off of this. So even go to the 4 hour, right? So if we roll over and hit this line or bounce off, any of the other fib levels, we could be due for like a little bounce off. And if we do that, that's confirmation that a bigger run up is kind of impending. Especially you can see that quite well on the daily. And if that's the case, look for, us to first, test these fib levels in here. Obviously, we could come down, bounce off this one again, hit the trend line once more, which would still be continued kind of strength for us as we go up and, continue to ladder into some of these fib levels, which, would potentially give us quite good gains there, especially if we get up into those higher levels. It could obviously certainly just bounce off this and start to fucking moon immediately. That's very possible as well. We're unsure, but all I do know for now is we have a bunch of possible support here coming in the next day or two as we start to hit all of these potential support lines. So keep that in mind. We're already up 2% on the day as of recording this. So it's just some interesting news there. So adoption from New York as a whole is obviously great. Additionally, we're already kind of centrally located in New York, so potentially the mayor could issue that crypto is, more widely accepted or whatever in the city, and that could help AMP as a whole or the Flexi network as a whole. So keep this stuff in mind as we kind of go forward, throughout the next couple days here. Again, good entry point. Anything in this range here at about the 5.5 cent range, I think would be quite safe. So where that'd be like if we were to dip about 10% more or so. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, stay tuned for some more content coming up, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.